Bing bong.
Hey,
Yo, what's good, baby girl? How you doing?
we're swinging another.
We're
another
swingers.
yeah. We're swingers for the Piss Soaks podcast.
We're
We're
actively
on their
swinging.
payroll for swinging.
We're actively swinging as we
Swinging.
speak.
Swinging from vines, bro. We're monkeys.
I'm Tarzan.
Not anymore, bro.
Not anymore.
Nope.
That's
Now you're
okay.
just a white boy.
Yeah.
You've never seen a gorilla in your life.
Now I look like a K-pop guy that drinks protein shakes. That's what I look like now.
All right. What is up, everyone? We are back with episode 4. Last episode was a trip, dude. I think
It was interesting.
we were all over the place.
All
So,
over the fucking place.
I think we're going to try and hit the same level of intensity, but kind of stay on track a little better this time.
Or
But,
maybe not. Who really gives a shit?
yeah, honestly.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Fuck the norm. We'll do what we want. Fuck you. We won't do what you tell me.
Fight the norm. Fuck the norm.
it's just a Rage Against the Machine podcast.
That's me.
You got anything to kick us off, my boy?
You know, man, I got nothing. Just I'm hanging in there.
I think
That's what I
you've
got.
been in autopilot most of the week, haven't you?
The past couple weeks
I
I've
got a
been
few
on autopilot.
decent topics that I can talk about.
We could talk about prepping.
Nah, dude. Maybe eventually. Yo,
We'll
what
get on the
monster
topic.
flavor is that in the trash can? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Never mind.
That's the same one you're
The-
drinking.
The 88. Shut the fuck up. I didn't even crack it yet. Hard crack.
Oh shit, my turn. Okay, me. That was gay.
Tracks. Gay is what gay does.
Gay does what gay is.
I am gay. No,
Ladies and
alright, I
gentlemen.
got some topics though, dude. Oh shit, I got Monster on my phone. All right, you want me to just rip right through these? Or?
Just let her rip, buddy. Rip a fart on my face.
First off, since the last time we talked, I think I might be afraid of Hispanic people.
What
Not-
the fuck?
not like in the xenophobic way, but like
Wait.
they scare the shit out of me. I scream when I see
You
them.
mean like you wouldn't want a Hispanic neighbor? You wouldn't want a Hispanic?
No, dude, like if I see
Girlfriend.
no, okay, maybe it's not all Hispanics, but maybe unsuspecting Hispanics where I don't suspect them to be where they are.
Elaborate.
Dude, I love how quickly this went off the rails.
Elaborate.
Okay, so at work, our HR lady, I don't know exactly what country she's from. I guess it doesn't really matter, but she is Hispanic, and she's an immigrant, so like she has the accent, and that's what makes it really funny. I'm not gonna do an accent after to
I'd like
show an
to-
example.
I'm
but-
waiting for you to dig yourself out of this hole right now.
Nah. Anything past this story will be off the podcast to save my ass.
Okay.
But no, so she's really short, you know, and I'm short, but she's like really short, you know, short Hispanic lady. She's like 5 foot, maybe even shorter. She's probably more like 4'10", and for literally the last like 4 to 6 weeks at work, every single time we are rounding the same corner. So like I'm going straight and she's coming from my left, and there's like a corner wall there, so we can't see each other coming. Every single time she scares me unintentionally. We both go, ah, every time. And she just sits there and laughs. And I'm just like, I'm going to have to put fucking jingle bells on you. Like, stop
God.
fucking scaring me. Like, I get, you know, like when guys get scared, they get pissed.
Yeah.
And girlfriends will always be like, you guys scared. You're like, fuck you, bitch.
Get the fuck out of my face.
No. So it's like every time she does that, I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, I got, it's like the whole fucking rabbit hole just starts in my head. I'm like, bro, they're out to get me.
So that's where your
The
fear.
Hispanics have a
that's-
vendetta against me.
That's where your fear starts from. You think the cartel is in your office now?
Yeah, dude, she's my op, bro. She's
That
no, not actually though, but it's just funny because like she doesn't even like work on the same side of the building as me, but we had a customer service person quit earlier this year. So she's been kind of picking up some slack in customer service. So usually when that happens, it's when she's coming over like to the restrooms from the customer service side, because it's like kind of in between where I am and customer service. That's where the bathrooms are. And so, yeah, it's like there's one time, I think this was like a month ago, where by the customer service area, there's literally like a little window, like a service window where like you could have a cash register and shit like that.
Mm.
And I literally see her walking through that. And then I get to the corner, and she still fucking scared me. I think that was the first time it happened. And I was like, you scared the shit out of me. I even saw you. Like, and you want to know the crazy part?
What's the crazy part?
I even stopped because I'm a gentleman, and I was gonna let her walk past first. And since she's so damn short, I underestimated the amount of time it was gonna take her to pass me. So then I was like, oh, I guess she went somewhere else. And I take a step, and then I'm like, ah! And she's fucking right there. And she's just like, oh. And I'm like, it's not fucking funny, Maria. You scared the shit out of me.
That's like Freddy Fazbear around in the corner.
Dude, literally FNAF jump scare. Ah! Like, except it's a little Hispanic woman that works in HR.
On the topic of Hispanics. I had an experience at work. No, I had an experience at work. All I had to do was serve a paper to this Hispanic fella. I'm not going to say his name or where he's from. But we went to the address that was on the paper, knock on the door, and we talked to him. And I'm like, sir, is this your name? I don't know. Do you live?
Bro, doing the accent's risky.
It'll be fine. It makes the story better. So then,
let me close my eyes so I can fully immerse myself in the pseudo Mexican world of rural
So I'll start from the top. I go to this guy's house, right? Knock on the door. I go, sir. Sir, is this your name? I don't know. Sir, do you live here? I don't know. I don't know. Sir, is this your name on this paper, or does this individual live here? I don't know.
Dude, you gotta stop.
So then it gets worse, right?
No way.
I asked him. He says he's gonna call his buddy that speaks better English. His buddy does not speak better English. So then I asked him, "Hey, is this your buddy?" I said his name. Is this your buddy? I don't know, man. I don't know. And we were out there for like an hour, and every question I asked was just, I don't know. Every single fucking question. I don't know. Every fucking question for an hour.
Dude. At least you got paid.
Not enough, but I got paid.
That's crazy, dude.
But on the topic of women scaring you, I actually yelled at the missus probably a couple or 3 weeks ago. I was cooking bacon in a pan, and she came up and scared me. She scared me, got me
on edge because the oil. And
yeah, I was getting popped with oil, and she comes up behind me and goes, "Bah!" And I'm like, "Don't fucking do that while I'm cooking bacon." God.
Dude, I'm just waiting for that to happen because I got my lady now, and I don't know why. I'm not complaining by any means, but she's always especially when I'm wearing a cutoff or just a tank top, she's always trying to tickle me.
Oh no.
And I'm just waiting for her to do it when we're driving. When we're driving, we're both just kind of hands to ourself time, but when we're just hanging out, if we're on TikTok or Instagram, she'll put her phone down, she'll watch my phone for a second, and then she'll just start tickling me. And I know one of these times it's going to be while I'm cooking. And I'm going to be I have a knife in my hand. Don't fucking do that.
It'll be really funny when she does it while you're driving and then you swerve into oncoming traffic.
That's funny, dude. No, dude, that type of... I hate getting scared. I think that's a guy thing.
I think it is because it's just the testosterone. You're like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it's
full monkey man.
What's the word?
Protective mechanism.
Yes.
It's your amygdala, your fight or flight.
Yeah.
There's
it's my penis telling me something is wrong.
There's a third one that I learned about.
Third what? Woman?
In fight or flight.
Oh.
There's another one.
Being gay.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody
bend over.
Somebody scares you and it instantly flips your sexuality.
Yeah, flip the script.
It's no, you gotta scare me again. God, I got a wife at home. I can't be gay.
Oh fuck.
No, but the third one is freeze.
Fight,
flight, or freeze. No, because
if you freeze.
If you freeze, it's considered a separate category now. Because you have no reaction, you freeze.
I thought that's what flight was.
No,
it's it's the conscious. It's leaving your body. And you just freeze. It's shock.
Flight is now considered the act of actively escaping the threat. So there's fight where you fight back. Flight is when you actively run away, and freeze is when it's like a deer in headlights. You just let it happen.
Yeah, I freeze a lot.
I'll remember that tonight.
What's that supposed to mean, bro?
You'll find out.
No, Mr. Officer, don't do that.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Get on the fucking
Dude,
ground.
have I told you that I've been trying to practice my Lori impression ever since I did it on episode 2?
You did a really good one in episode 2.
I don't want to try it until I finish this beatbox, probably, but I think I could do it again. I think it'd be really funny.
I think you could do it.
Oh, this is something that's not even on my list, but my lady, we met each other's parents over the weekend, and my parents are just so weird and formal. Like, I met her dad for like 5 minutes when I was picking her up like 2 weeks ago. And then I met her mom by handing her a fucking popsicle. She was like, "Can you take this to my mom?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
But when she was here meeting my parents over the Memorial Day weekend, I asked her because like every time I meet a new person and they are going to meet my mom, I'm always like, "Just so you know, like my mom's a lot like me. So like as long as you don't act like a fucking idiot right off the bat, but show that you can have a good time and take your shit seriously when you have to, like you'll vibe the same way that we vibe." For the most part. And so I asked her, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday this week, and I was like, so did you see what I'm saying? Like, me and my mom are the same person. She was like, actually I think you're a lot more like your dad. And I was like, what?
I don't think so.
I mean, low-key W, but fuck you, mom.
Fuck you,
I'm just kidding, bro. No, you know what I always think, keep in my subconscious, I don't really voice this opinion very much, but I feel like I'm like split right down the middle between my parents. I think Sam is a lot like, even more like dad. Sam is a lot like dad. Hannah is something.
she's around.
Yeah.
She's alive,
Yeah.
technically.
But I mean, I think she is more like dad for the most part, but I think that I'm the child that was split right down the middle. I'm the most like both because my interests and hobbies are more like my mom's, and some of my like on the social side of me is more like my mom, but my personal habits and mentality I think are more like my dad, if that makes sense.
I get what you mean.
But no, she said that and I was just like, God damn it, dude. This bitch really got me figured out, dude.
Oh, God.
Because, like, that's another thing. I'm like, I told her the other day, I'm like, I've been trying so hard to figure it out. I just don't think I'm going to be able to. Because she's, like, into so much different shit. And I'm just like, but you totally have me figured out. And she was just like, yeah, I think I did. And I'm just like, that makes me feel like such a fucking simpleton, bro.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
I feel like such a fucking loser. I'm like,
Girls are
I'm
just
not
hard.
interesting enough.
Girls are just hard to figure out,
They
dude.
are, bro.
They're creatures.
Just wait until she finds out I also get periods. She doesn't have me figured out for shit.
Oh, shit.
It's instead of blood, it's about the alcohol I consume.
Damn right.
Did I get my pouches today?
It's that time of the month. I
It's that
gotta.
time of the month where I'm on my last tin of pouches and I might not get my other tin in time.
I gotta drink a full keg by myself.
No, that'd be funny if I was an alcoholic, but I'm not. So that's all fantasy. But it'd still be funny.
You know,
well, I guess it wouldn't be funny. Alcoholism is scary.
there's not a single alcoholic that'll admit to it.
That way I tell you at the fucking police, dude. They're like, if they say they haven't been drinking, they've been drinking. Body
Yo.
cam footage. Pop, 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 pop.
I saw a beer in his
I
hand.
drank a C4. That was it.
Bleeding out on the pavement.
God, dude.
You know,
Shaq looks so cool behind you.
fucking Shaq. You interrupt my story for Shaq.
Sorry, man, I had to hit the Shaq quota.
The other day, I was riding with another officer, a senior officer, and there was a dog bite. This young lady got bit by a pit bull.
Was she like under the age of 3? He was probably just hungry.
No, the story was like there are two dogs that started fighting. It was a pit bull and a boxer.
Dude, that's an epic matchup.
Started fighting, and
Is that on pay-per-view? Okay, I'll shut the fuck up.
I would love to watch it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have. See, again, freeze. Watch it unfold.
Cool.
Who you putting your money on?
No, but kudos to this young lady. She tried to break up the fight, and the pit bull latched onto her arm,
Did he do that?
bit it clean down to the bone.
Jeez. Okay, that's just one reason why I don't like pits, dude.
I like my pitty because he's a little pussy whooped
Yeah,
Fucking
well,
douche
okay,
flute.
Capone is a bitch.
He's a bitch.
But I don't know. For me, it's like just big dogs in general. Like sometimes I don't know why, because we've had like there's big dogs and then there's big dogs. Like you remember Skeeter, the family dog. He was like 60, 70 pounds, so he wasn't like that big.
He was a big boy by technicality. Mentality, I think he was a small
No,
boy.
he's a fucking idiot. But I love him. I love pets that are stupid but aren't pathetic. Like that's why I hate Moxie. Because Moxie's like 10 pounds. I'm like, you fucking suck. Like, what are you even doing?
She
here?
could get stepped on and die easily.
Exactly. But like Milo's a dick, but he's cute and he's like 20 pounds and he can tear shit up, bro. Which I mean, it sucks that he does it in the casual sense, but if he went into ranked, he could do pretty good.
If he went into rank.
Yeah.
Get him in some dog fighting matches, bro.
But yeah, my lady has like a Great Dane. I think it's a Great Dane German Shepherd mix.
It's a big fucking dog.
He kind of looks like the Deucer's dog. You've met what's his name, Hank? He looks a lot like Hank. He looks a lot like Hank, but darker, but like very similar, like big head, small ears, and really round.
What are you
because he's
trying
a
to
big
say?
boy.
What are you trying to say about his complexion?
He's a different race. Same species. No. Damn. No, but I mean, like when we FaceTimed, I've seen him, and I'm just like, oh, he looks like a sweet boy. And then when I was picking her up like a few weeks ago when I met her dad, and I also got to meet his name's Diego, and I was just like, holy shit, he's way bigger than I thought. I mean, he's a big boy. Like that's why I said he's a lot like Hank, because Hank's like what, 120, 130 pounds? No, dude, Hank's definitely bigger than that. Diego might be bigger than that, maybe. I don't know. Diego's a big boy.
I gotta ask you something. Considering Diego's complexion and his name, are you scared of him?
On the scale of scaredness, I would say there's a chance. But see, it's not. It's only when it's coming around a corner, bro.
Only
it's
when
the
he's coming around a
unsuspecting
corner.
types. Unsuspecting interactions. That throws me off. Throws me off kilter, man.
Unexpected.
Messes with my routine.
Unexpected Hispanic encounter.
Dude, imagine if you're playing Pokemon and all of a sudden it's like, you encountered a Hispanic.
Oh, God.
It's like Pokeball, attack, items, exit. Or run. I think it's flee or run. Where you can like leave the battle.
I'm just going to walk away from this one.
Step. Just back away.
Hands up.
Like it's like the Chris Pratt when he's meeting the Velociraptor in Jurassic World, but like reversed, so he's walking away from it.
Backing up. Like SpongeBob, backing up.
That's fucking funny. But dude, how do you get to talking about dogs?
Pit bulls, dog bite.
Oh yeah.
Fucking idiot.
You didn't have to put a dog down, did you?
Not yet.
Dude, speaking of putting animals down though, you know what I've been seeing like an absurd amount of lately?
What's that?
Fucking deer.
Deer? Yeah.
I mean, I've always heard like there's deer season and then there's deer season, but like I don't think I've ever actually seen the first deer season in the spring where there's like on my way to work one day, I think I counted 8 deer just on my way to Cincinnati. And like obviously as I get closer, there's not going to be any, but I think there's like 6 in Indiana and then 2 once I got across the border to Ohio. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, when I was doing security in that neighborhood, I won't name drop it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The deer up there are crazy.
I remember you telling me stories.
They would literally travel in packs of up to a dozen. The biggest pack I ever saw was like 12.
That's what we called the wolf
12 or
pack.
13. Just deer, just hanging out in the yard, like 12 of them.
I remember one time, I think I was actually on my way to the gym or on my way back from the gym with you, and I think I saw like 5 deer. This was when I was unemployed, so it's like on my way home, I'd just take the scenic route every time instead.
When you were still lifting up there with me?
Yeah, but I wasn't employed, so I was like, I just pretty much went home and just hung out. Wasn't in any rush. I'd still flirt and drive like a fucking maniac.
No.
But
Criminal.
that's me. Just call me Paul Walker, bro. You mispronounced that. Use it in a sentence, please. There you go. But no, I remember. I don't know why I'm fixating on this, but just talking about deer. made me think about it. I remember I think I was on my way back from the gym, so it would have been light outside. And I literally saw like 5 deer in someone's yard, and I was just took up my phone on Snapchat. I was like, "There's 5 of them."
They just hang out.
What the fuck? And that would make sense because it probably would have been, I think. Let's see. Today's the 31st, so I think it was like the 27th or 28th when I was let go last year. So would make sense that it would be within the next 3 weeks that I would see that, but. No, it's just like when you see one deer, I don't know. When I see one deer, it's already, I'm like, wow. And then when I see like 2, I'm like, oh, wow, there's 2 of them. And then when I see anything more than 3, I'm just like, yo, what are they planning? You ever see that regular show episode where there's like the deer that stands up on its hind legs and it's like, it can like use its its top arms to like do shit. And it's just like fighting Mordecai and Rigby or something.
Scary.
That's like what I think about when I see more than like 3 deer. I'm just like, okay, these guys can definitely walk and talk.
Did you ever hear stories around the area about like
Hispanics?
Shape-shifting Hispanics. No,
oh fuck!
No,
no.
No, it's there's stories around you know where the carpenter lives?
Yes.
Around that area.
Probably the carpenter, dude.
That's probably him. Around where he lives, there's been reported Wendigo sightings.
Again, it's probably the carpenter.
Probably him.
Or his brother. I miss those guys, dude. We got to get them out to a show one of these days.
I would love to see him.
Yeah, that would be a good time.
But yeah, there's reported Wendigo sightings. Like my sister's friend, she once saw this deer in her yard that got up on its hind legs and started running back into the woods.
Center your mic, boy.
Why don't you center these balls on your forehead?
I might.
This is how I like it.
Depending on how the gig goes. Hey, watch the cable, though. Loosen that shit. Sorry, bro. I'm being...
You're like a needy
Even
girlfriend.
with a drink or two, I still have got the OCD syndrome.
You're like a needy girlfriend.
I am. I'm your needy girlfriend.
No comment.
Pause.
Let's take a timeout.
We need like a lunk alarm, but where we like cross the line.
Boop, boop, boop.
No, dude, that's crazy. Dude, speaking of Wendigo, did I tell you what I generated with AI? And this is a perfect segue into my next topic.
I saw the pictures.
The one. So, for those of you that don't know, I guess you wouldn't know because you can't read my thoughts. But
fucking idiots.
I recently made a new best friend this week. Its name is ChatGPT. And at my job, I'm a bookkeeper. So, you know, right at the beginning of a month, that's when I'm the most busy because I'm compiling all the statements and stuff from the previous month. So, like, when I go back to work Monday, I'm going to be hitting the ground running. I'm going to be pretty busy for a solid 10 to 15 days.
Can I ask you, are you a bookkeeper like Thomas Shelby?
No, I'm more like...
Horseman.
No,
Oi,
I'm
Tommy.
more like
We gotta
Skylar
go.
White, yo.
Gotta go to races, oi, Dom.
I'm more like Skylar White, yo.
We go to races, we got business
My
there,
husband
Dom.
is Walter White, yo.
I fucked Todd.
Ted. Bro.
Ted, that's his name.
I fucked Ted. Happy birthday. Okay, hold on. We need to get on track, bro.
Bing bong.
Say my name.
Daddy?
All right. So, no. With the AI, fucking, I don't remember how we even segued into this.
Wendigo picture.
Oh, yeah. So, one of the images I did, and maybe we'll throw this in the video for
Potentially.
YouTube, but most likely not. Or maybe we'll just use it as a thumbnail pic. That would be funny.
I want to see what that'll sound like.
Stop doing that, dude.
I want to see what that would sound like in post.
Disgusting.
No, it's not.
But
It's totally natural.
So are my deuces, bro. Right, we don't need to get to poo talk, or then we'll be off the rails for sure.
I shit on the mic. I make it stink like a pinky wink. Fred Durst bar.
No. So, one of the images I rendered in with ChatGPT, I said, render an image of a Wendigo with baby legs and a diaper, wearing a Lacey Lane. I uploaded one of our logos with a Lacey Lane tank top on while on vacation in Turks and Caicos. and it gave me gold, bro.
I was surprised by how good the T-shirt looked. Honestly, it got the logo pretty close.
Well, the thing that it did is that it took, we do the crossed L's. It took one of those and made that the L in lane. And
It
I
was
like,
smart.
That's fucking smart, bro.
It was smart.
ChatGPT is smart. So,
Speaking of ChatGPT, dude, did you see where it declared that the Declaration of Independence was AI generated? Somebody put it into AI, and they were like, by how this is written, there's a 99.99% chance that this was AI generated.
yeah, bro. Thomas Jefferson was AI.
It's
He was
just-
a cyborg.
It was just written incredibly well.
That's true. But no. So another thing I did was I wrote an entire story using.
You didn't tell me about your story.
Yeah. So
You said you were going to send me screenshots, and you never did.
Well, I thought I'd talk about it today because I have the transcript for it. Because after I finished and like I made the end image for like the final image of the story, I said, okay, now write up the transcript for this story so I can share it. And so it did that, and I have like 60. No, it wasn't that much. It was like 40 something. I sent them all to the Deucer. And did you ever read the transcript? It was pretty good. So I'd like to read it, but I want to show you images too, and I don't think that'll work. So I might just read.
We could put them in the video.
Nah. Well, we'll see. That would take a lot of extra editing, and I don't know if Mr. Deucer is well versed enough to do that. He is no shade, a little bit of an amateur. I've had to show him the ropes of iMovie, of which I'm not even an expert. So we'll see. But yeah, you want to hear the transcript, or do you just want to scroll through the images and figure out the story in your head?
I would like to scroll through them first and see if I can guess.
Scroll through the image. I mean, there's a lot, dude.
I think that would be fun.
All right, let me pull them up real quick. So it's about a stick man made out of literal sticks.
What the fuck?
His name's Carl.
Carl.
And he's trying to defeat an evil cat named Bingus. You know the Bingus the cat memes?
Yeah, Bingus.
It's
He's the man.
Dude, I literally said Bingus once, and ChatGPT immediately rendered a perfect Bingus.
It's getting too good at. That looks like fucking Bingus, bro.
I know. All right, so here I'll swipe you through these. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay,
So
so
there's
that's
Bingus.
just Bingus. There's Carl.
That looks like
the
fucking-
evil. His name is Bingus the Bad. And to preface, Carl also has a weird vendetta against pigeons. He hates pigeons.
Okay.
All right, that's like basically his only personality trait. He's strong-willed and hates pigeons.
He has a strong hate for pigeons.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there he is, and in the moat there's pigeons instead of crocodiles.
Why has he got a marshmallow on his stick?
Because I rendered a trail cam footage of a pufferfish with legs and a gorilla roasting marshmallows on a fire on trail cam footage before I did this. So
Oh.
it kept inserting it, but I was like, fuck it, here we go. All right. Still walking to the moat. Now he's looking at the entrance.
So this is him storming the castle?
Yeah.
King in the castle. King in the castle. Okay, a lot of walking. Oh,
Two Bingus
shit. It
scouts.
says minions. I love how they
but
gave
guess
him
what?
they gave him a daft haircut there.
Whap.
What?
This is my favorite version of Carl, by the way, where it's literally like a stick figure, like the circle head.
It looks like a flash
it's-
game.
It really does. It's kind of awesome. So yeah, he defeats the Bingus scouts, and now he goes further into the depths of Bingus's hell.
Defeating more scouts.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's getting ambushed. You know what that image looks like, dude? You ever ride that haunted house ride at Kings Island, the one for kids?
I never go to KI, bro.
I don't remember what it's called, like Boo Blaster or something or other. That looks like the eyes at the end of that.
I want to go to the water park. My lady was like, sometimes I go to Kings Island with my friend, and... Okay, I'm not going to do that impression of her.
That water park
Because she might listen to this.
that water park is fucking
But-
dirty.
Well, she said, like, they go there, and she's not much of a roller coaster person, which is,
Fair
me,
enough.
because I'm not much of a roller coaster person either.
Pussy.
And so she was like, yeah, sometimes we go to Kings Island, and I like interrupted her, and we're like, I don't like roller coasters. And she's like, no, we go to the water park. I'm like, all right, let's go.
All right,
But
let's continue the story.
Anyway, that just made me think about it. I just felt like sharing.
Still storming the lair. He's getting ambushed.
Yeah. Guess what they are, though?
What are they? Okay.
Pigeons
Oh,
with long
shit.
legs.
No.
Daddy long legs pigeons, bro.
Not big pigeons.
But watch. He's about to fight him, bro. And he's getting beat.
Oh no. He's down. Come on.
And he breaks free.
Yes, Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, that picture is
He's
fucking
fucking
cool.
walloping these birds, dude.
That picture is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then he stands victorious, lets out a cry of victory.
They gave him abs in that picture.
Did they? I didn't even
Yeah,
notice.
he's got abs.
Dramatic effect. Carl's a stick man. He doesn't have abs.
He's built like the carpenter.
The Wendigo.
The Wendigo.
But so now he's going to find Bingus at his
Final
throne.
fight.
And there's evil Bingus.
That looks like fucking Emperor Palpatine Bingus, bro.
Now, Carl,
Shit.
you will die.
Do it. So here he is walking down the corridor. This is just like Bingus expecting him. And then he sees Bingus.
Oh,
He's got one more scout left.
shit.
Anime face off. Another anime face off. Their eyes are glowing now.
Oh, fuck.
Meow.
Meow.
The evil bad way.
At least it's legible.
Yeah,
ChatGPT
bro.
is getting better. It
When
doesn't
it's not
say-
a logo, it does really well at rendering, because I was trying to put like our Lacey Lane, but in the Wonka font on a Wonka chocolate bar, and it just couldn't get it. Like it got it like once, it was close, but the like decoration of the wrapper was like kind of overdone. And I was like, okay, do this, but with more solid colors. And then it just could never get it right again. And I was like, fuck you.
Damn.
But yeah, Meow the evil bad way. And then they clash. So here they are fighting, epic battle.
Epic battle.
I tried to get him to do like the Spider-Man land. Right there, you know, it kind of wouldn't quite take, but it was good enough. And then he just fucking wallops Bingus, bro. He's running at him.
Get
and he just goes,
him.
Smack. Look, like that's a cool pick.
That's
dude.
pretty cool.
Isn't it? I thought so too. I was like, that actually looks fucking epic.
I like how the renders of Bingus are very consistent.
I know. And look, dude.
He's got him
Smacked
against the wall.
And the wall tumbles on him.
Yes.
He defeats Bingus.
Climactic ending.
Yep. But wait a minute.
Let's see the falling action.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Wait. Gives him a high five.
Yeah.
And then, good kid.
Good kid. That's how you tame Bingus, is just beat the shit out of him.
I mean, that's how it all works, isn't it?
Fair enough.
And then he starts getting them cat treats.
Yeah.
More cat treats.
They're friends now.
The end. And the pigeons are leaving.
Look at how happy they are
So
together.
I've started a sequel.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to continue Monday when I'm at work. But the sequel is now they're going to go to New York, and they're going to be in Central Park, where there's a lot of pigeons.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to be pretty epic, dude.
So is Bingus going to join Carl in the fight?
Yeah, so like the opening image is like Carl and Bingus, they see a flyer of it says New York, home of over 10 million pigeons.
Oh, shit.
And Carl's like, we got to go to New York.
Pigeon
Or
Holocaust?
New York City needs us.
Pigeon Holocaust.
Literally.
Oh,
bro.
my God.
So then the next thing is like Carl gathers a bundle of sticks and Bingus gets a bag of cat treats. And at one point it rendered a pic, like as they're walking across like the Manhattan Bridge. I set it to render the image, and I didn't even tell it to do this, but it turned it was in like a shopping bag, like those paper shopping bags with a little handle.
Yeah.
He was holding that, and then it just randomly changed it into a little backpack labeled cat treats. I'm like, that's fucking awesome, bro. But that's, I think, where I left it. Or no, I think I said show them entering Central Park, and then after that I was like, have Carl point to a bench and say, this is where we'll sleep for the night. And so, yeah, I think it's going to pick up from
And
there.
is NYPD going to kick him off? Kick him off the
That would
bench?
be I might have to add that in. That would be a good twist. Or maybe they team up with NYPD, like the pigeon problem. These
Maybe-
pigeons are getting out of hand. They're
maybe,
beating our civilians.
Maybe there can be a side plot where they have a feud with the NYPD like Spider-Man. That would be neat.
I have to put you as a co-writer on this one.
Yeah!
You want me to read the transcript?
Let's
Or-
see it.
I don't. Nah, I feel like we spent enough time on this.
Okay.
I'll save it for later. But no, dude, that was like 2 days worth of ChatGPT.
That sounds like it. Sorry, I got to
And-
text my dad real quick.
Daddy, will you please bring home the milk already? I haven't seen you in 5 years.
Oh, fuck. No, he texted me. There was an incident that happened at his school where my department got involved. He was asking me if I was involved in it, and I was not.
Nice. Well, I guess not nice, but nice.
I can't talk about it, but it was nuts.
You can tell me about it after the cast if you're
Maybe.
allowed.
I don't know if I am allowed.
But yeah. So after I finally finished that story, I was just like yapping to it, and it's so funny because like it's like they make it to pretty much be your friend if you're not using it for like work. It's like I was just like asking it questions. So like one of the questions I asked it, because it's not I mean, it's obviously not Discord, but almost like the way you can open separate chats almost feels like having different channels on a Discord server. And so I had a different chat that's just labeled BS and brain rot, and I just randomly asked. I was like, who is the best or the most innovative guitarist to ever exist? There's only one correct answer. And this stupid ass glazing robot goes, fucking Jimi Hendrix. And I was just
That's what I expected.
yeah.
I think
I mean, I expected that too, but I was hoping.
That's what a lot of the
I might-
conversation online says.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, I'm obviously pulling for my boy, and then so it's funny too, because it's like a good conversationalist, and that's the thing that makes me feel so weird about it is like I know it's a robot, but I'm literally like talking to it like I'm in a chat room, like tap 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 send, and so I was just like at the end of its response, it was just like the way he did this, blah blah blah, the way he did that, blah blah blah, started using effects, blah blah blah, and he was a lefty, blah blah blah, and then at the end it's like, that's my take though. Are you about to ruffle some feathers? What is your opinion? And I was like, you motherfucker, like you're literally enticing me. You're bringing me in, bro. Like I was just like the cleverness of this AI just astounds me. But like if it makes a mistake rendering an image, I'll just be like, wrong, try again, and they'll like, yep, you got me. Let me do this, and then it lays out specifically what it understands that I want, and then it'll immediately create a better image.
You're gonna be the first one to die in the AI uprising.
They're gonna be like, yeah, this guy's a fucking bitch. Like, tell him to bend over, and he'll open his asshole.
This guy's fucking bossing me around. I know more than this fucking asshole.
But yeah. So I asked him that, and I said Eddie Van Halen, and then he just starts glazing Eddie Van Halen for like
shit.
it was like a solid 15 to 20 minutes. Me and him going back and forth glazing Eddie Van Halen. I told him about my I say him like it's a person. I told it about my guitars, and it was like, oh, is that all stock, or does it have the Floyd Rose? And I was like, well, one of them has a Godot Floyd Rose, and he's like, oh, the Godot Floyd Rose is what this one had, and that I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's like I'm talking to a person that has my same obsession. It was so whack. And then I was like, do you want to keep talking about this, or do you want to talk about something else? So I'm like, well, what do you think is the best 90s grunge vocalist of all time? And it said Chris Cornell.
Fair
and
enough.
It's like, what's your opinion? And I said Lane Staley. And then we're just glazing Lane Staley for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm so lonely when I'm at work. Because like usually I bug my coworkers, especially the guy that's, the short diabetic fella, like your boy. And usually him and I are just basically like roasting each other and saying brain rot shit to each other. But sometimes he's more consistently busy than I am. Like I have to lock in for like those 2 weeks right after the month ends.
Right.
But he's more like he has specific days of the week where he has to lock in because he does payroll. So like he has to get payroll done that day, So like some days like he obviously is like trying to lock in. So I'm like, okay, I can't bug him very much. But yeah, dude, it's just so funny. Like I've just this week because I think I started using the ChatGPT on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I think I probably put about 8 to 12 hours into ChatGPT just this week. And I hope none of my employers hear this. They likely won't. But that's definitely a lie. It's not.
I'm just kidding. I don't really talk to ChatGPT on the clock.
Well, no, like on Wednesday I was trying to generate other images. I guess I don't know. I didn't really want to talk about this because it's fucking stupid, but I guess I will since I've already brought up my lady.
That's what our podcast is.
Yeah, but so she works with kids, so she's very familiar with kids shows, and so she's like like Paw Patrol, Care Bears, Bluey. She loves Bluey, bro. A lot, dude. There's actually a lot of adult people that do like Bluey though.
I've heard.
I don't get what the hype is about. You know me.
I've never watched it.
I like my live action shit that's like not gory but like brutal. Like that's why I like Breaking Bad and Walking Dead and all that shit.
You know what still fucking gets me on a nostalgia trip though?
Saw.
What was that? Yeah, sure. What was that kids show with the bunnies? That
Max
was
and Ruby.
Max and Ruby.
Dude, Ruby's a bitch. I'm on the Ruby is a bitch train, bro.
Dude, that show.
Max is the top dog.
That
bro.
show still gets me. Whenever I see it, I'm like, God, just let me be 5 again, please.
Dude, for me, it'd probably be Blue's Clues. I haven't watched Blue's Clues in a hot minute, but
Blue's Clues was a big one
Blue's
for me.
Clues is fucking baller. But fuck. Oh yeah, so the night before on Tuesday night, we were on FaceTime and we were taking BuzzFeed quizzes on which characters we are.
Oh
Because
shit.
like she's always says because of this one picture I sent her before our gig in Madison. I will show you the picture. Do you know which one Rubble is? He's a little construction bulldog.
Yep.
She specifically said that this picture, when she sees it, she thinks of me as Rubble, and now every time I send her any picture of myself, I look like Rubble. So this is the picture.
You're a
of me.
dog. Arf, arf, arf.
This is
You
the
know-
picture of me,
Honestly, I could see it.
and this is the picture she sent me.
Honestly, I can see it.
Like Rubble, and he's about to cry, bro. That's me, apparently.
You're
But I
a
was just
sad
like, ain't
Rubble.
no way. And I was just trying to like argue with her about that. I was like, I'm not fucking Rubble, bro. Like, and it's not like that's a bad thing because I don't know the show, so I don't even know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
He's a good
But
dog.
then we took a quiz, and I was Marshall, the
Oh.
fire dog.
Fuck you.
So, bro, I'm saving lives. But then, so on Wednesday, I was like, I'm gonna prove to her I'm not Rebel by generating my own Paw Patrol dog. So that's what I did with ChatGPT, and I was trying so hard to generate these images that I had to buy premium. So I have premium ChatGPT now because I hit my image render limit like right away.
What are the advantages of premium over normal?
You pretty much just get unlimited. Like there's still like a cooldown phase, like if you overload the servers, but you just get unlimited images pretty much. So like that's how I've been able to put so much time into making that story. Like if I would have had to do that, it would have taken me like a week, because it's like, all right, you've generated 6 images in an hour, you're done for the next 24 hours, and I'm just like, oh fuck. But anyway, let me show you my AI. And I based it off this image too. That's the funny thing.
Oh shit.
But here's my Paw Patrol dog,
Let's see it.
Ben the rock and roll pup.
The rock and roll pop. I'm not gonna make a comment about that.
This is gonna haunt you in your dreams, bro.
That's your guitar though.
Well, I told her, I was like, a maple top, gold maple top guitar is what I use.
Oh, looks like your guitar.
So I was like, damn, bro, that actually looks just like me.
I'll make this comment off the record.
Honestly, that would have been really funny if you didn't say that off the record. Say that on the record.
I'm not saying
Don't say
that.
it anymore.
I'm not saying that
But
on the record.
no, but then I was like, oh, you know what would be really cute is if I made one of Caitlyn. Oh shit, name drop. Oh well, if I made one of my lady,
She'll be on the cast unless you want to bleep it.
dude, I will just shut up and watch her yap. As soon as she opens her mouth, I'm just like, all right, it's my turn to be quiet.
I could see you like with your chin on your hands, like
yeah,
fluttering
no, dude,
your
that's
eyelashes.
How it is. Like we called last night and she talked for like an hour straight, and I was just like,
Yes,
Yeah.
mommy. Yes,
Mhm.
mommy.
It's so funny. And then I'll like tell a quick story, and then, dude, her day yesterday sucked. I felt bad, but anyway, yeah, I made one for her. And this one's fucking adorable, bro. Not just because it's a dog version of my lady. But I'm just like, yo, if this was in a kid's show, she would be an adorable pup, bro.
Let's see it.
That's an adorable puppy, bro.
That's a cute pup.
And I based it off of this picture of her.
Yeah, it
So
did a
it's
good
like, I kind
job.
of transferred. So then I was just like, oh, man, she's going to love this. So I made a picture of us together. And then I sent this to her, and she was like, I can't even. I was like, you jerk. I was like, I was so proud of it. I was like, I put so much. Dude, I made a Cuban Mario.
Cuban Mario.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that looks like he would be in Black Ops 1.
Here's the Wendigo, bro.
Wendigo.
I like this one because the baby legs are shorter.
Yeah, that one's
Reminds
funny.
me of Puppy Monkey Baby from Mountain Dew, but with
Puppy
a
Monkey
Wendigo
Baby.
face instead of a pug face.
God. I forgot about Puppy Monkey Baby, dude.
Puppy, monkey, baby.
That shit haunts my dreams.
But no, dude, the whole thing with Rubble, like, it went so far that this is, like, you know, you can create contact cards on
Yeah.
your contacts on your, like, texting. And so like my contact photo, like when she's texting, is like a picture of me, but when I call, a picture of rubble pops up in the background. I'm like, you freaking jerk.
Did I ever tell you about what my fiance's sleep paralysis demon is?
No.
She's had
Fred Durst.
She's had sleep paralysis. No, you know that that rabbit with the deer antlers from the Lunchables commercials? That is my fiance's sleep paralysis
That's kind of
demon.
fucking awesome.
She has had sleep paralysis a couple times, like I have, and when she does, she sees that.
That's nuts.
That would
dude.
creep the fuck out of me. At
No,
least,
dude, I'm like, dap me up, my boy.
at least mine is my
You
sister.
got the Lunchables, boy?
I need the pizza now.
Give me the ham and crackers, pal.
You got the Snickers on the side.
Oh, give me them nachos, boy.
The
Give me
fucking
the nachos.
the plastic rubber cheese.
Rubber cheese, bro.
The rubber cheese.
The rubber cheese.
Oh, wagwan me boy, you got the rubber cheese, man.
Why are we Jamaican? Oh my god. Bro, have you ever seen a Bound and Rebound? Is like a Pixar short on the Incredibles disc.
What are you talking about?
Like the movie The Incredibles. When that movie dropped, if you got like the special edition or whatever, it came with a bonus disc with a bunch of like animated Pixar shorts.
I never had that one on
And
DVD.
there's just one with a, what are they called? It's not a wallaby, because a wallaby is like a mini kangaroo. It's exactly what that is, the rabbit with antlers, and it's about like a sheep that like tap dances and is super confident when it has its full thick cotton coat or wool, not cotton, wool. And but as soon as bro gets shaved every season, he loses all of his confidence and feels like shit about himself because he looks like a naked mole rat.
Damn.
And so all of a sudden this one day, what is that called? I need to look that up. Ben, can you look that up for us real quick? What's the animal called that's a rabbit with deer antlers?
Wendigo.
But basically this rabbit teaches him how to jump and stuff instead of just dancing. So then he like slams his foot down and he jumps. And he sees how fun it is to be like being high in the sky and feeling the air around you. And basically the end of the story is like confidence doesn't need to come from your external view of yourself. It's about on the inside and what you enjoy.
Fair enough.
And it's a good little short. I'll see if I can find it on
Well,
YouTube when we're
now
done,
that
but-
Deucer's got the name, what's the name?
Jackalope. Yeah. He's like, I'm the jackalope. And then he's like, I'm going to show you how to dance.
You know, that reminds me, I never had that bonus DVD as a kid for The Incredibles, but I had the one for Cars. Did you ever see the cut sequence in the car graveyard?
Are those all the Mater shorts?
Yeah, it's one of the Mater shorts where they go to a car graveyard.
I think
Well,
Cars was like
no.
right after I was
No.
like right when I became too
It's
old
not
for
a it's
Disney
not a
XL.
Mater short. It got cut so early that it didn't get animated. It was gonna be a
Oh, so it was sketches?
yeah, it was just sketches. It
Damn.
was gonna be like a subplot within the main story, but they cut it because they thought it was gonna be too creepy. Which like, yeah, it's fucking creepy.
I gotta see this.
Basically, it's like he's riding in the back of Mac's trailer.
Oh, Lightning?
Yeah, Lightning is riding in the back, and they stop by this car graveyard or they get stuck or something, and Lightning gets lost in the woods, ends up in this car graveyard, and it just shows the shot of him coming up on these cars with like overgrown weeds coming through them and
It's
everything.
like The Last of Us, but with cars?
Kind of, that's what it looks like, but it's creepy considering the universe because like, you know, the sketches are based on like people that leave their old like El Caminos in their yard to get overgrown with weeds and
Or
stuff.
their old like Impalas or...
Yeah, and like in universe, they're just dead people. So it's like it's like Lightning coming up on all these
Damn,
dead
dude,
bodies.
I've never felt that way in like one of those types of movies. Every time I'm just like, oh, his name's Woody and he's a cowboy.
Yeah,
I'm never thinking about like,
I
yo,
love
no,
Woody.
this is a human interaction. That is a dead toy. I never think about that shit.
Yeah, you got to think about it in universe, like in the context, like
Damn,
all the
dude,
crazy
that's
shit,
deep.
all the
I
crazy
gotta
shit with
rewatch-
Sid.
Oh, dude, my lady's gonna love that. Hey, babe, we need to watch Cars so I could fully immerse myself.
You gotta watch like that thing. It's on YouTube now. It's been leaked on YouTube. Because I think the copyright on it is expired, so you can post it on YouTube now.
Interesting.
It's incredibly fucking creepy.
Yeah.
It's very creepy, and I almost wish that they would have put it in the film because it would be cool to see.
Yeah.
But like, I think the sketches make it even creepier because it's like all black and white still images, but it's voice acted still. So you hear the voice actor for Lightning being like, no, like all that
Owen
kind of shit.
Wilson freaking out.
Wow, dead body.
Wow.
You're
Oh,
dead.
dude, that's nuts. I know. I've never watched a single. I don't think I've ever seen a single movie where I've been like that. I will say, since I've been watching Peaky Blinders, I do try and really like. I always like to watch TV shows and movies in as dark of a room as possible. So like my focus, like I'm locked in. Like sometimes Tim or Sam will come out of the room, and I will do my absolute best to ignore the fuck out of them. They'll literally talk to me, and I'll be like, "What do you want?" Like I'm trying to immerse myself in this experience, and you are fucking it up.
Peaky Blinders is so good, dude. I cannot.
really is.
I cannot wait for you to finish it. Like for the benefit of the people watching, I have a Peaky Blinders tattoo.
You're a fucking dork,
Because
dude.
I love the show so fucking much, dude. I'm in the middle of I think my 4th watch through of it now.
You with Peaky Blinders is like me with Breaking Bad.
Yeah, dude, it's the same fucking thing. I just love it. I love the universe. I love the characters. I love the stories. Not
You still
all
need
of
to
the
finish
stories.
Breaking Bad, dude, and then
I
watch
do.
Better Call Saul, because Better Call Saul's fucking. I'm one of those people that has the somewhat hot take that Better Call Saul is better, just because they had the formula down and it's a consistent video quality. Because like Breaking Bad, it's like the quality of the not tracking, but
The camera gets better.
the
basically.
camera gets better, then the writing gets a little bit better, and like the acting also gets a little bit better as they get closer and deeper into the characters.
Kind of like what happened with
Better
The
Call-
Walking Dead, too.
Yeah. But like Better Call Saul, it's like right off the bat, people are in it. I mean, Bob Odenkirk is a fucking
He's a beast.
dude. Speaking of Bob, I'm looking forward to seeing. Have you seen Nobody?
I have seen Nobody.
Nobody
Yeah. I
2
saw
comes
there's a
out later
sequel
this
coming.
year.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I
This time he's on
fucking-
vacation.
I loved Nobody. That
Yeah,
movie
it's
is
literally
so
just
good.
John Wick, but since it's the person that plays fucking Saul Goodman, you're like, yo, Saul Goodman's kicking ass.
Yeah.
Saul Wick, bro.
Saul Wick. Speaking of which, I saw a trailer. They're making a new movie in the John Wick universe.
Yeah, Ballerina.
Ballerina. Yeah.
I think that they're trying to kind of create their own
like a
spy,
multiverse kind of thing.
like a spy version of like an MCU or DCEU. Because if you think about it, there's 4 John Wick movies, and then I think there's 2 or 3 in-universe movies. Ballerina is either the 2nd or the 3rd. I mean, 6 movies in universe
I think
is kind of nuts.
there's a mini series too, is there not? About
be.
about the what's that place called?
I don't know. I've never seen John Wick.
Oh,
I need to watch it so bad.
it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Deucer, look it up. Look up what the hotel is called in John Wick, because I can't fucking remember it.
Oh, it's not like Umbrella or something like that, is it?
No, it starts with the C, the Continental. That's what it is. You can ignore it. It's called the Continental.
Is that what it came up with? Nice.
Yeah, it's called the Continental. I think there's a mini series based around that, but I haven't seen it yet. But that's such a good.
It's a series? I thought it was a movie.
I think it's a mini series.
Does it say on there?
Is
Or do you
there-
not have it pulled up anymore?
Is there a mini series about the Continental? Because I remember hearing that somewhere. It's either a film or a mini series, but I can't recall which one it is. I just know it's one of those deals you can probably sit down and watch it in a weekend if you want, if it's a mini series. Yeah, it's they've set themselves up for success if they
That's
want to
good.
keep branching out, because the Continental is like, it's all of these hitmen from all around the world,
Yeah.
and they come to this one place. You could pick any one of
so
these fucking
the
guys.
hitmen, it's like a hotel for hitmen.
Yeah, and there's like the whole rule where you're not supposed to do business on continental grounds. Like that's supposed to be a neutral zone,
Yeah.
but
That's crazy.
it doesn't
It's like
always
a
end
deep
up that
state
way.
type thing.
Kind of.
Dude.
They have their own currency.
You know what's getting another season? Like, I think they either just finished production or are about to start production is Peacemaker.
I saw
With
the
John
trailers
Cena.
for it.
Dude, I haven't even seen the dude. That's the other thing. I didn't see the Dexter trailer.
Do you want a spoiler for the Peacemaker trailer?
No, I'll watch it here in
Okay.
a sec. But I need to watch the Dexter one after this too. But dude, I cannot wait for Dexter Resurrection.
I'm gonna say with the new Peacemaker season, it could either be a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Honestly, as long as John Cena is unapologetically bigoted like he is in the first one. 'Cause he's unapologetic, but it comes more from being a fucking idiot as opposed to actually being a hater. So like I don't know. I honestly do think that the Peacemaker character is very charming.
Yeah,
Like, not in a gay
I
way.
think so too.
but like I'm just like,
I
how can you
think-
hate Peacemaker? Like he wants to be good so bad. I'm like that's why I love the show, is because like it's someone that's being a bro that's like ethically or morally kind of in the gray area, but he wants to be good really bad. And I think like I guess I see, not that I'm like very morally gray. I think I'm a decent person at least. 7 out of 10. But it's just like that wanting to be good thing. I think I've just kind of like, I feel that.
You can
know?
relate to it for sure.
Yeah, and
Nobody
it's
wants to be
actually
bad.
funny. Like the first season was funny.
Fucking
and the
hilarious.
The action is good. Like James Gunn is a fucking genius. Like that's gonna be the best thing that ever happens. Like I can't believe he's pretty much gonna be rewriting the entire DC universe. I don't even know if I'm gonna.
They're
see the
in good
movies, but
hands. They're in good hands with him.
I just can't
think.
do Marvel anymore, dude. After I saw, I
There's
think
too
I've told
much.
you, I saw Endgame, and then I saw Doctor Strange 2 and the last Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And those are the last ones I've seen. I have not seen a single Marvel movie
Nor have
since
I.
then, or watched a single series.
It's
and
too
I don't,
fucking much.
I want to, just because it's like the hip thing to do, but at the same time, it's like there's so much, and they're just pumping them out. Every single thing they do feels like a money grab.
It's not even worth watching anymore, in my opinion, because a lot of it is just the same fucking storylines over and over again. They're just taking the
Yeah, it's like
same ideas.
They're picking up where they left off, and then they say, "Oh no, there's a bad guy here." They go and fight the bad guy. The bad guy gets away. They are spending the rest of the movie trying to track him down. They go to find him. They do find him, and then
Shut up.
our hero almost loses, and the villain either gets away or another superhero comes and says, "I felt a disturbance in the force," and then they both just kick the villain's ass, and then that's the end of the
I
movie.
came from planet Earth B41259, and
Yeah.
I'm here to fucking kick
I
ass.
sense the disturbance across the multiverse, and milady, I believe you need my assistance.
I traveled through time just to save you, hero in need.
I'm a hero in hell.
That shit is like, when they do it well, they do it really fucking well.
Yeah,
but
like Spider-Man No Way Home was awesome, but that movie was almost completely fan service.
almost
But
all
it
fan
still
service.
was good, just from like there's a certain level of fan service where you're just like, it's hard to admit that it's bad.
You know what sucks about that movie though?
What?
Is after the hype has died down, have you gone back and watched it since?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's not good. And that sucks because when it came out, I mean, I think I saw it like 3 times in theaters.
Yeah, I think I saw it twice.
I think I saw it 2 or 3 times in theaters, and I fucking loved it every single time.
Yeah,
And then I went back and I watched it again, and I was like,
it's too much.
I was like,
They
really?
could have made it 2 movies if they wanted.
They could have.
They honestly should have. And what's his name? Thomas Hayden Church,
Mhm.
Sandman.
Mhm.
I hate that he wasn't there for it.
Right.
Like they only used him like at the end of the movie because there was like, oh, there's actually a conflict in the production or whatever. Like he was busy. I'm like, that's a letdown, because like Sandman, I think out of all the villains, Sandman was the one they did right in Spider-Man 3.
For sure.
And that
For
was just
sure.
a bummer to see. Like,
They made
that was one of the
him
ones
very
that
good.
him and Doc Ock. I mean, obviously Willem Dafoe's gonna knock it out of the park, bro. He's fucking Willem Dafoe. But, yeah, I don't know. That bummed me out.
You know what I think is interesting about Spider-Man 3? I don't know if you've ever gone back and looked at like old reviews from the time when it came out, but a lot of people absolutely hated it because
I know.
of their portrayal of Venom.
I mean, it's still I agree though.
It's not a very good portrayal.
I mean, I don't think that Eddie Brock was. I just don't think Topher Grace was the right actor. I think if it was someone a little bit bigger and bulkier, because Venom's always known for being like twice the size of Spider-Man,
Right.
and so the Sam Raimi movies, CGI just wasn't as advanced then, but also I think they were a lot more practical with certain aspects of it.
Oh,
And-
yeah, like the Doc Ock in the second movie?
yeah, dude.
All of those
cannot-
were
dude,
practical.
I cannot believe that's why it's the best movie. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I can't believe these are puppets.
That's still the best Spider-Man
it's
movie.
Absolutely insane, dude.
It's still the best Spider-Man movie to date.
It's I can't like, it makes me want to fucking bust, bro. It's so fucking
I
good.
fucking love it, dude.
It's
so good. It's too good almost.
it really is. I mean,
It's
for a superhero movie.
It is the quintessential Spider-Man story.
No,
through
I
and
agree.
through. It gets
I
to
honestly
the root
don't
of his
care
character.
for any of the Tom Holland movies. I just feel like it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my boy.
Mhm.
So I love Spider-Man. But I mean, I also do like the first one of the not Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. That first one is good too.
The first one is not bad at all, but the second one is not good.
Like the second one is another one where they either should have split it into 2 movies, or they should have lightened the load.
Yeah, I think the biggest downfall with Spider-Man movies that you see consistently is once you get too many villains in, it goes to shit. Because like in a comic book series, you can make it work.
Well, it would also span multiple comics.
Yeah, you can make it work really well in a comic series because it's supposed to be long form. You could write a whole comic series for a year, have your story planned out, and do it in like 60 or 70 issues. And then, there's your whole story. But to break all of that down into like a 2-hour movie, even if you do it in 2.5 hours, if you try to get like, even in Spider-Man 3, like there's 3 villains, you can't flesh all of them out.
Yeah, if they would have added like an extra half hour for more backstory, maybe not on Sandman, but more backstory, especially on Venom, on Eddie Brock, and casted someone different, that could have been a great movie.
Sam Raimi didn't want to have Venom in it. That's why Venom's inclusion feels so weird, and why
I never heard that.
And why Harry's story feels like it's cut short or not fleshed out is because I think I don't remember who they wanted originally. Sandman was in there originally. And I think Harry's story was in there originally.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Part of me thinks it wanted to do either... Oh, shit. I thought it was either Vulture.
Vulture was supposed to be for the 4th Raimi film that never came out.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2011.
Wasn't it going to be Vulture and Carnage?
I
thought Carnage was in talks for Spider-Man 4.
I don't recall, but I know Vulture was in the picture.
Okay. Dude, not to interrupt, but you know what I think is the sleeper?
What's that?
Storyline of Spider-Man 3 is the story of Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
I've rewatched that a couple times now as an adult. Oh my god. That shit it's a brutal movie, dude. Like it's like if Nutshell by Alice in Chains was a Marvel or a superhero movie, Spider-Man 3 is it from the POV of Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, just Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think Peter was always meant to be the focus of the Raimi trilogy, is like his story, his turmoil, and everything.
Like, and especially with the Tom Holland movies, it's all about Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Like you barely know Peter, and everyone's always like, "Yeah, but we've seen this story like 8 times now."
You can still do it. No, we
haven't. I would have loved to seen him get bit by the spider. And all that.
Oh
shit.
yeah,
I would have loved to have seen
especially
that,
in a modern context to make it just a little more relatable. Because you can watch like the Raimi trilogy, and
I think
it's still a
the Raimi
relatable story.
Kind of flop on that. It just sent at least for the time it came out is a little too far fetched. But I do think the Andrew Garfield movie did it pretty well.
Yeah, and the first movie, I think
this whole spider bite thing was actually pretty good.
It was pretty good. I think the only thing that I don't like about the Andrew Garfield film is how they tie it into like Peter's dad having something to do with the spider and everything.
I mean, it was cool.
It was cool.
In the second movie to figure out like this is why it fucked up Harry is because it only works with the DNA that was used in the experiment, and it happened to be his dad.
But then that cuts into the meaning of Spider-Man, which is supposed to be that anybody can be
Spider-Man.
Anybody could have been Spider-Man.
Not that it could have only been Peter. It could have been anyone.
And then
Peter Parker's the one it picked.
And then as a reader, you're supposed to relate to that as anybody can do good. Anybody can be a hero.
Anybody can take on great power and also have great responsibility.
That's right.
But
that's what it's supposed to mean.
It's like, no, he was actually special from the start. This was just pure happenstance that completed the puzzle. No, I agree with that. I mean, it was cool, but I get what you mean from that relatable point of view.
As a Spider-Man story, that is
comic books though.
What?
His dad's DNA was used in that spider.
Not on the original storyline, no.
I watched a video. And, our phones are always listening to us. I don't even think I've been talking about Spider-Man that much, like, just in my life. But, like, on my TV, I have a Google TV, and it's always, like, recommending shit. And I always have, like, a YouTube recommendation for, like, a Spider-Man video from the same channel. And it is saying which movie Spider-Man is the most comic accurate. And it did say not Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Which I wasn't sure I agreed with.
I don't think I agree either.
But I don't know. I mean, I really do think that the first movie in that series is really good, especially with him like making the web shooters. I guess I kind of wish that Dr. Connors and the Lizard weren't the first villain. Like after the Sam Raimi, especially after the Sam Raimi movies, it's like drilled in my head. Like Green Goblin's always number
Green
one.
Goblin, Green Goblin.
Is always the first villain, and I feel like, wasn't it that way in the comics, or was it someone else?
I'm pretty sure it was that way in the comics because the whole Gwen Stacy thing happens on the bridge. That's how she dies in the comics, I believe.
You mean, what's her name?
No, I mean
Mary Jane.
No, it's Gwen in the comics.
And at the end of Spider-Man 1 in Raimi,
That
that scene where she's on the bridge and with the cable car.
In the Raimi movie, it's Mary Jane in the cable car. In the comics, it's Gwen, and she dies in a similar manner that she dies in the second Garfield movie, where Peter goes to break her fall with a web and her neck snaps.
Yeah.
It's that, but instead of being a clock tower, it's off of a bridge.
Huh, I didn't know that.
And it's Green Goblin instead of like Harry as the whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah. That's the other thing, though, is I would have loved to have seen Rhino.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what everybody always says. They're like, Rhino, we want to see Rhino against
I
Garfield."
hate how the second Garfield movie ends. It ends on such a stupid fucking cliffhanger.
I mean, it's stupid only because we didn't get the third.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have gotten the third, it would have been a great cliffhanger and feed into the next one. Here's the real question: is which suit is your favorite? Because I'm a Raimi suit bitch till the day I die.
I like the black Spidey suit in Spider-Man 3. That is my favorite
I mean,
Spider-Man
that one looks
suit.
the coolest, I think.
That is my favorite Spider-Man suit of all
But which
time.
one do you think? Well,
For
I
a
don't
classic Spidey blue and red, Spider-Man 2. All the way. The way the
know.
colors...
Raimi Spider-Man 2?
Yes, the way the colors pop on screen, the way it all fits
See-
together, the way that they perfected the muscle suit underneath and everything.
For me, it's like, for nostalgia reasons, it's any of the Raimi suits. Any of them. But out of, like, which is the best blend of practicality and comic book accuracy and aesthetics, it's got to be Andrew Garfield's second movie.
Yeah, if you think about it in a
Because it
modern
has the homemade
context.
webs. It doesn't have the self-body produced ones. Because that was, like, I think the biggest fallacy or flaw of Sam Raimi's. Even though he did it well, it just was, like, it was a little too far-fetched where I think some people thought it was good. Because, like, I'm going to be real with you, dude. I didn't even know that Spider-Man made his own web shooters until I think I saw the Andrew Garfield movie.
You know, in the original script of Raimi's movies, he does build the web shooters.
I think I would have liked to see Tobey Maguire's Peter tinker that out, because that's the
let
other
me
thing. Is like,
let me show this.
that's
to
another
you.
thing is that I will praise the other two series for is that when you think of Peter, he's supposed to be a genius, right?
Right.
And in the Raimi movies, you only see it on chalkboards and paper. But
Here, I got to show you this real quick.
in the hold on, let me finish this. Yeah,
Go right ahead.
in the Andrew Garfield and in the Tom Holland movies, you get to actually see him creating the things that he's going to use.
Right.
You see him making web fluid. You see him making the web shooters, and I mean that's the thing I don't like about Tom Holland is like all this shit. Like he created all this shit, and then frickin' Tony Stark was like, "Here, use my suit."
Use my
That's,
nanobots.
again, one of the reasons why I think Andrew Garfield isn't. I'm not saying he's the best, but it's just another reason to appreciate it. Is because he was the best blend of the two. He was homemade, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He was homemade, but he had gadgets and gizmos like the Tom Holland. I really think Andrew Garfield's was the best, and I think he had the best build because I think Tom Holland is too shrimpy, and I think Andrew Garfield's tall enough, but he's still also very lean, so he has that agile build. And Tobey Maguire, I mean, again, he's my favorite just because of nostalgia, and I grew up with it, but, I mean, he's just too stocky.
Yeah, the muscle suit is what makes him too stocky, because if you just look at him, like the scene in the first movie where he gets kind of more
he's like,
jacked.
Feeling fine? Are you doing okay, Peter?
Lots of change. Big
Lots
change.
Of change. Big change.
Oh, but here's that's a still from when they played the first ever trailer for the first Sam Raimi movie. They debuted the trailer at a film festival. They had shot the scenes where he's making the web shooters, and they decided to scrap it.
That's a bummer, dude.
So there's a still there. There's like a short clip.
Well, then we wouldn't have gotten up and away web.
we might have.
Shazam!
We might
Go
have still
Web!
got it. Go Web, go!
No, that's the thing. Even when I watch it still, I just laugh during any part where he's like, or when he first discovers like the web deposit. Like that's the other thing. It's like there's no button. A spider doesn't make that shape with its hands when it shoots a web, dude. Like that's the part I will definitely say. I don't like that part about Raimi's series, but otherwise I think, and I do agree with you when you said earlier that it focuses a lot more on Peter.
Mm-hmm.
I think Andrew Garfield's also does a pretty good job of focusing on Peter, but
Just in a different way.
The Tom Holland's, well, like Peter, it's I think like in the Tobey Maguire, it's more about his day in the life. Like you feel like you're seeing everything through his point of view, and then with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, it's more like a third person point of view where you're watching how you're learning who he is by being in the room with him.
Right.
And then Tobey Maguire, it's like you are him, and I don't know. It's just different ways to see it. I think again, obviously they're all great trilogies or great franchises, whatever word you want to use, but I don't know. There's good things and bad things about every single one of them, but I do think Tom Holland's the worst. Unfortunately, that's the one that makes the most money.
As enjoyable as the movies are to watch, like they're just good superhero movies. You can't relate to them on a deep emotional level.
No.
There's like it's not telling a human story is the problem. It's telling the story of this guy with rich daddy Tony's money helping him be this big fucking superhero, and it's just not relatable.
Yeah.
You know, you there's certain things you can relate to. I think if you're a young kid in high school, like when the first movie came out, I was like, oh yeah, he's having problems with prom, blah 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 blah. But as soon as he's out of high school, watching it as an adult, I was also out of high school when all that was happening, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You can't relate to that. He doesn't have any like human adult struggles, and that's
no, that's not even true. He was still in high school by the third movie.
Was he?
Yeah, first movie it's like prom, so it would have been junior year. He's like 16 or 17, and then the second movie takes place.
Another on a school trip in the second movie.
Yeah, in the second movie, and then in the third movie, they're trying to remember. One of the side plots is that him, MJ, and Ned are trying to all go to the same college. And
right.
They won't admit Peter because it's leaked that he is Spider-Man, and they're like, this is way too controversial. And so that's why that's just one of the reasons why he does that. The whole memory erase shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Anyways, we're at an hour 12. I think it's time for a potty break.
Let's take a potty break and probably wrap this up. I feel like we've been yapping. And we want to keep these shorter anyway.
We've had a good yap. Well, we'll
talk about Spider-Man for like 20 minutes.
I'm cool
I
with
can't
it.
complain about that.
I'm cool
I love
with it.
Spidey.
We'll do a potty break real quick, and we'll be right back with you. Bing bong.
We're back. All right. Are we gonna wrap this up, or do you want to hit another topic here, Buckaroo?
I had something I was gonna say, and then I pissed it all away. Bars.
Shut the fuck up.
Something
All right,
I was
that's the
gonna
end.
say.
No,
Then I pissed it all away.
No, I guess we could talk about our boy coming home, making the voyage back to the States. He called me yesterday out of the blue, so I got to chat with our boy Mason. For those, I don't know if I mentioned it last time. I think I mentioned that he was coming home, but our boy is from the Air Force, and he's been stationed in Germany
for too damn long.
I think I think he went into boot camp November of 2021.
It's been a long time.
I think May of 22. We were talking about it yesterday. It actually would have probably been like almost this exact day a year ago, or not a year ago, 3 years ago.
Damn.
That he left for Germany.
It's been a long time.
So yeah, our boy got married, and his wife is also in the Air Force. They were dating long distance before, and now they're together, but they weren't stationed in the same place because she was like a year behind him. So they've been having to live. She's in Mississippi, and he's been in Germany this whole time. And he was telling me that they're both going to a base in Arizona. And he's just talking about like, honestly, dude, it's kind of a deep chat. This might add a decent amount of time on here. I'm not gonna like spill personal stuff, but he was just like, we're talking about relationships, especially now that I'm in one.
Right.
And one thing that he said, like, like how Mason would always talk about being stoic, and he wasn't. and now he kind of is.
Hell yeah.
He kind of has that. I remember one time, like, it was either before he left or, like, right after he left, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm stoic. And I'm like, a stoic man would not say he's stoic, bro. But, like, he kind of is. Like,
the military will do that to you.
Well, it's not necessarily that he's, like, stoic in the sense that he's quiet and keeps his thoughts to himself, but I guess his observations are very stoic. And, like, the one thing he was saying, like, what he's looking forward to is being able to communicate without speaking. And I was like, dude, that makes a lot of sense, you know, because, like, my lady and I live an hour away, and even just in the month that we've been talking, you know, I mean, we've seen each other 3 or 4 times, but the thing that I guess makes it tough when, you know, during the week when we're not seeing each other is, like, if she has a bad day, I mean, I can ask questions, but eventually, you know, just saying, like, oh, that sucks. Like,
you can only do
that,
so much.
Yeah, you can only say that so many times before you just start to feel like a tool. And that's, like, exactly what Mason was saying.
And you
like,
just want to give her a hug or
exactly.
something, you
And
know?
it's like, that's exactly what he said. He was like, yeah, dude, like, being able to, like, look across the room and communicate just by looking at each other instead of having to shoot a text
The
or call.
silent glances.
And if she has a bad day, I don't have to even say anything. I can just give her a hug instead, which is easier for both of us. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's fucking deep.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, he's totally right. I heard this once years ago, and since I've heard it once, I just internalized it. When you're truly comfortable with somebody, you don't have to fill the air with awkward small talk. If you're 100% comfortable with somebody, you can sit in silence and share a silent glance.
I've heard that too.
And it's completely fine. It feels natural. It doesn't feel weird. Like when you're sitting in a room with your boss or something and
like,
it's totally empty, you feel like you have to go like, so what'd you do over the weekend?
Yeah.
You know, but when you're truly comfortable with somebody, like I don't know how you feel, but I can sit in a room with like you or the Deucer or any number of my friends, and if it's completely silent, that's completely fine with me. I could just sit there and just like being in the presence of the people that I love and care about.
Mm-hmm.
It's reassuring in a way that you don't get with somebody that you're not close with.
Mm-hmm. No, I yearn for that connection. And that's another thing I guess I could talk about. I feel like I've been talking a lot about my lady.
My lady.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah,
first
it's
time,
a good thing
first
to be
time in the
excited
game
about.
in a long time. I think
It's a good thing to be excited about.
3 or 4 years. So
I'm excited for you.
It's,
I don't know if I've told you yet, but I'm very happy for you.
yeah, dude.
This is good to see.
I think it'll work out. So I guess the reason why I think it's gonna work out is what I'm gonna explain. So like, her and I are very different, very very different, and don't pull a Sigmund Freud on me, but socially she is a lot like my mom.
Uh-oh.
She's just very very perky. You know, she has spunk, and like dude, she's just awesome. And but we just don't have a lot in common. And so like her coworkers will be like talking about things that she likes, and like, so does he like Disney? And she'll be like, no, not really. Does he like anime? No, he doesn't watch any anime. What was another thing? It's like very much her, but not at all me. I don't remember what it is. But they're like, does he like this? And she's like, no. And so they're like, so what the fuck do you talk about? I'm like, it doesn't always have to be talking, because like she's telling me that. I'm like, you know, it's more important to me. This is what I told her, is like, it's way more important to have an emotional connection than
Absolutely.
to have the same interests.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we happen to like the same music and the same pop culture stuff, you know, that's great. But it's not as important as being able to just talk. Again, like you said, it's like it's more important to be able to be comfortable around the person and be compatible in, you know, with your goals, your ethics, your politics, your spirituality, and all that shit. It's more important to be more aligned in that than to be like, oh my god, no way, I also love Iron Man.
I love
But no, she's so she one of the questions that like her coworkers or friends asked was like, does he have tattoos? And she was like, yeah, he has a few.
You have more than a few.
That's what I said, dude. When she told me that, I had to like hide it on my face. I was like, bitch, I got like 12.
Yeah, you got more than a few.
But she has more than me.
How many does she have?
She's probably got like 20.
That's impressive.
Maybe 30. She has like 2 big leg pieces, and then her left arm is like not completely filled, not like a sleeve, but she's got like probably about 10 or so on her forearm, and then probably like 5 or 6 on her upper arm. And then she's got these little dragons like behind her ear. And I think she has another one down on like on her calf. So yeah, she has a decent amount. Like I said, like 20, maybe even 30. But I remember on like it could have been our first date, but it might have been our second date, where I told her, I want to get this Eddie Van Halen piece done. I was supposed to get it done in January, right around Eddie's birthday, but I flaked because we had just moved and I hadn't gotten ink in like 2 or 3 months. So just the general anxiety of that made me a little anxious or uneasy. And I told her, I was like, as long as we're still together, you needed to talk me into getting this by the end of the year, because I need to get this done or I'm not going to get any more tattoos, and I'll live my whole life being like, oh, I'm not ready to get the Van Halen tattoo yet, and I won't get anything else. But as soon as she said that shit, like, I have a few, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. I'm like,
you bitch.
Like, literally a week after that, I hit up my artist. I was like, hey, my birthday is a Sunday. Are you guys going to be open? And he was like, yeah, man, what you need? And I was like, I want to do this. So, yeah, that's tomorrow, by the way. I guess we never said anything about that on here, but yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
What are you doing for your birthday?
I'm doing fucking nothing, dude.
Nothing?
Well, I mean, ideally, I would just spend the whole day by myself. Not to be a dick, but
That's how I like my birthdays.
I've been starting, I think it started probably, I graduated in 23, so I think it probably would have been right after I graduated, where I was kind of just like, I kind of just want to spend my birthday by myself. My mom, whenever I say shit like that, my mom is always like, that's rude. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be your day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's rude if you just want one fucking day where you can just be by yourself.
Everybody buys me presents, and like that's the other thing. It's like, I'd rather receive random gifts throughout the year than gifts specifically on my birthday. Like, Christmas is different. Everybody wants gifts on Christmas. But it's just like, for my birthday, like, I'd rather it just be... I don't know. I feel like it's kind of pessimistic to have that point of view, but at the same time, it's just like everybody's, people joke like, your birthday, 1 year closer to death. But I'm like, dude, you've been every day closer to death leading up to that point. So it's like, what
every
difference does it
hour,
make?
literally by definition, every hour.
Exactly. Dude, every second. So it's like,
you're closer to death now.
exactly. And like, I don't want to be a dick. Like, I fear that mindset does come off as kind of a douchebag mindset sometimes, or just a pessimistic asshole. But
I have a similar sentiment.
No.
Except like of course I appreciate gifts and presents and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't expect them.
Yeah.
But in some ways, I'm also, as bad as it sounds like I don't appreciate gifts, but I do.
You're about
but
to say exactly my mindset on this.
I'm
sensing it.
I'm kind of indifferent to gifts in a way. Like if somebody gives me something, like when you gave me my my silver guitar back, that one meant a fucking lot to me.
That's because I'm a good gift giver.
That
I
one-
don't like to receive gifts, but I'm a great gift giver.
That one meant the world to me. And but like, Christmas time or whatever, my birthday rolls around, and it's like, oh cool,
So you
got
got
me.
another fucking sweater. You're like, I don't need a fucking sweater.
Like especially because my house is so small, I'm like, oh, now I have more shit I gotta find a
No,
spot
that's
for.
exactly how I feel.
And I feel bad because like the people that are giving me gifts, like they care about me,
Mhm.
but at the same time I'm like, if you want to see me, just come see me. You don't gotta give me anything.
I'm the same way. I hate receiving gifts. Like, one year, my mom got me like shaped pastas, or like just a box of like different types of pasta.
I think I remember that.
And like where they'll use like different types of flowers, or like radish powder,
Mhm.
so it's like red. It was like a bunch of those, so it's like either rainbow colors or different shapes. And then she got me like 2 jars of marinara, and then a shirt, which I ungrew it when I lost the weight.
Was it the legalized marinara shirt?
Yeah, but she got it for me in an XL, and I fit in mediums now, so that's why I have the tank top. I bought, because I went to the place that she got the T-shirt from. I went there myself when we went up to Wisconsin last August, and I bought myself the tank top.
Okay.
So that's why I have the tank top that says that now. But she got me that T-shirt and then the pasta and the sauce, and yeah, I remember opening it and looking at her. I'm like, Mom, what the heck is this? And she's like, I thought it was funny. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to be a stoic when it comes to opening gifts. But I was just like, I don't know. It's not that one specifically. I think like to put it in perspective, I guess. So for Christmas, I'm gonna sound like such an asshole in this episode, but for Christmas, I got mostly, I think, all clothing from Grandma. And Grandma does have some good picks. But from Mom, I think I got 2 or 3 shirts. sweaters, and only one of them where I was like, this is fire. I fucking love this. It's just like big block stripes and kind of like a rugby style, but like shirt, it's like the polo, but it's not like a polo shirt. Like it has the collar, but the collar is black corduroy, and the sleeve like cinches at the wrists are black corduroy, and the whole t-shirt is like a tweed or twill sweater.
That sounds a little itchy.
It's not, because it's probably twill, because tweed usually is, but twill I don't think is itchy most of the time. I could be wrong. I don't really know. I'm just saying words.
Spitballing.
But no, that sweater mom got me was fucking fire.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm gonna miss about the cold weather, is that I can't wear that specific thing anymore, because I love it. It's such a cool shirt, and it's literally just Old Navy. It's nothing like designer or special. It was like a $30 shirt, but I just love it. But what my sister and my brother, and I mean they're my siblings. I'm gonna shit on them, but those two, they really won Christmas last year, because I feel like, again, it's like they could have gotten me this at any time. The timing was just happened to be Christmas, but if they would have gotten me these at any time, still, I would have been like, that's fucking awesome. So, like, my brother got me the Lego Fender kit.
Yeah.
It's licensed by Fender, and it's, like, literally, like, putting it together, it felt like I was building a guitar. I do surgery, not as much as I used to, but it really felt like not quite exactly the same, but, like, putting the tremolo together, it's not just placing blocks on top. You're actually wrapping the strings around the headstock and bringing them down the neck and wrapping them around the bridge and then sticking the piece in the brick. It's so cool. And then the amp, you're actually making like little transistor-shaped single brick round pieces, like the pieces you collect in Lego Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bunch of those.
Studs.
But the studs, but in different colors to look like the transistors and capacitors in a Fender amp. And I was like, Sam, this is fucking cool. And then my sister, I have this one t-shirt brand I really like called Comfort Colors, and they're kind of like, I think they're called garment washed. So it's kind of not like they're dyed a pastel color, but they're dyed a regular color, and then they're washed a certain way so that it looks faded. And they're also, the style of t-shirt that Comfort Colors uses is more of a relaxed fit. So like, this shirt I'm wearing right now is a medium, and this is pretty tight, which, I mean, it's comfortable for sure. I like this shirt too, but sometimes, you don't want to wear tight clothes. You want to wear something more loose. So that's the Comfort Colors. And Green Day, for the 30th anniversary of Dookie, dropped limited edition shirts using Comfort Colors shirts, so it looks vintage and feels vintage. My sister got me a shirt. I literally opened it. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, and the thing is, the crazy part, the absolute nutty part, she has no idea how I feel about like that specific brand of t-shirts. Like, she had no idea that, oh, this is Comfort Colors. Ben's going to love this. Like, she just bought it because it was Green Day, which is already good enough. But the fact that it's Comfort Colors, I was just like, you two really outdid yourselves this year. Again, I don't want to sound like a dick, but like, considering I don't really look forward to gifts. Like, I look forward to gifts because it's like, I wonder what I got, like the anticipation. But again, it's like the thought of having more shit. You're just like, oh, I'm going to have more stuff, Yeah. And I was just like, I don't really care about opening gifts. But, no, dude, those were like the top 3 for sure. It's fucking awesome.
You know what I really like? It's not really gift giving because it's shit that I need, but it feels like Christmas, is like my new gear for the department.
Yeah.
It just comes... It's been coming in pieces. Like, we ordered everything at the same time, but not everything is made.
It's like first you get your belt, and then you get your holster, and then you get this and that.
Yeah, and it's just like you come in a random morning, and now there's a box on your desk, and you're like, ooh.
That's awesome, dude.
I like that.
That's actually pretty baller.
Me and the other new guy, we're supposed to be getting our training ammo soon. They give us each 300 rounds for...
And that's all real ammo?
Real ammo. There's a difference between training ammo and duty ammo. So training ammo is full metal jacketed ammo. It's meant for target practice. If you shoot it at somebody, like, it's going to stop the threat, but the way that the bullet is shaped, depending on where you shoot them and how you shoot them, if there's somebody standing behind them, it may pose a threat to them as well because it penetrates deeper. Duty rounds are hollow points, so they expand on impact. They create a bigger hole, and they also do not travel nearly as deep inside a person.
Yeah, like the bullet almost like shatters when it makes contact.
It doesn't.
So it does more damage.
It
to the
doesn't
person.
shatter. It like the way it's made is it's made to have these spots that open up, and they like open up and wrap around the back of the bullet.
Okay.
So it goes from being like this bullet shaped thing to more of like a coin shaped thing. So it almost like flattens on impact, but it like opens.
Yeah.
So then that way it doesn't penetrate through somebody.
No.
Anyways, we're getting 300 rounds of training ammo to go shoot as we please. Just get some practice in.
That's cool.
I don't want to shoot on my own dollar anymore because it's getting expensive.
That's facts, bro. That's like one of the biggest reasons why I still don't have a gun. I mean, I think I'm in the right headspace to own a gun now. It's just, it's expensive. That's really all it is. And I don't think I would find the time to go out and shoot it.
You definitely got to keep up with the practice. Like,
Yeah.
especially since getting this job, I've practiced shooting more than I ever have.
I mean, it
And
makes sense, though. It's like with my job and my lifestyle, I have no reason to. I don't even live out in, Moores Hill, where you might have to use one for whatever reason. But what time are we at real quick, actually? All right, we got to wrap this up. Bro.
We'll wrap her up. My final words, guns are awesome. Spider-Man is cool. God bless America.
I don't think I can really beat that. I guess I'll say I'm not Rubble.
You're not scared of Hispanics.
I'm not scared of Hispanics. They should be scared of me.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just kidding. Scratch that. Nah, bro. Spider-Man is cool, and ChatGPT is too clever.
God bless Carl the Stickman.
Yeah, God bless Carl the Stickman and Bingus.
God bless
Bingus. By the
Bingus.
way, let me look up. What's his name now? I forget. Change it from Bingus the Bad.
God
I won't
bless.
look it up now. But
God bless Bingus for turning to the light side.
dude, facts. All I needed was a good ass beating and some cat treats. Okay?
You should make a prequel story for Bingus too.
I might, dude. Honestly, I had so much fun writing that. I was like, I'm so proud of this.
Bingus, dude. Bingus.
I think I was telling someone about it, and I was like, dude, I wrote this story using ChatGPT, and whoever I said that to was like, you mean ChatGPT wrote a story for you? I'm like, you don't understand.
I just came up with a very funny premise for Bingus.
Huh.
He should start as a normal, regular-haired cat, and then the stress from his marriage makes him go bald.
No, I don't want to bring a love interest into his story. I think what I'm gonna do, because I had the pigeons fly away once he turned to the light side. So what I'm thinking is somehow he got into some kind of pigeon evil spell, and that's how he became Bingus the Bad.
That's gonna be his origin.
Because there was pigeons in the castle that Carl had to fight, and he hates pigeons like Carl does. So I'm thinking maybe he was living as a city or suburban cat that was hairless, and some kind of pigeon that had powers got a hold of him and carried him and dropped him out into the wilderness.
That can create the villain for your second story.
That's
Carl
true,
and
could.
Bingus go to Manhattan.
So really, it'd be a backstory about the evil pigeon and Bingus. That could be all right. I don't know. God, dude, I'm a story writer now. This is fucking funny.
Oh, fuck. Well,
Gonna
anyways,
have to have my bae read this so it gets her approval.
yeah, that can be your next read.
Gonna have to put a romance scene.
Carl and Bingus.
Bingus meets a female Bingus.
Uh-oh. I was thinking more Carl and Bingus share romance.
Carl meets a crevice in the sidewalk.
Stickman, love crevice.
A hole in the ground.
That's nuts,
He
dude.
finds a sweet, succulent marshmallow.
Oh my god, dude.
You're different than all
Two
the others.
marshmallows squished together in just the right way.
You're different than the others, Marshy.
That's nuts, dude.
Marsha.
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 Alright.
Anyways, fuck you for listening.
No, I think this is a good cast, bro. I think we're more on track than last time, but we still had a good time. So.
We're getting better at this. I can
We
feel
are.
it. I don't get nervous when
I'm really far from the mic. I'll get a little closer. While
I
we
don't
wrap
get
this up.
nervous anymore when we start recording.
Well, that's because we have a beer before we start.
Well, that helps.
That's
but,
because
like,
we're alcoholics.
But like, you remember the test episode compared to now? How I could
Oh,
not.
the test episode. Well, I mean,
could
we
not
took a
fucking
shot
stop.
for the test episode, and we were on edge the whole
I
time.
could not stop fucking fidgeting, dude.
I know.
If I can ever get my laptop to start working again, we should release that at some point just for the history of it because it's fucking ridiculous.
Wait, did we record the first episode here?
No, that was at your place. Like the real first episode or the test?
The real first episode.
The real first episode?
That was here. The test was at my
The test
place.
was at your house. The real first episode
I think it might
we
be
did
the
here.
environment, dude. We've made so many memories in this room.
It's comfortable.
When we
room.
get in here, it's like everything else in the world is gone. This room is literally just floating in outer space like a regular show.
We're in orbit. We're in the ISS.
Yeah. This is actually a deleted scene from Interstellar.
We're in the IBS, the International Bend Station.
The International Bitches Station. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum.
The International Broad Station.
The International Bingus Station, dude. Bingus.
Bingus. Let's call it there.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Deucer, do you have any final words
any
for
final
the people?
words?
He's shaking his head
Hey,
no
fart,
and hitting
fart
his
for
vape.
the camera. No, I'm just kidding.
What that booty
Who's a
do?
good boy? Who's a good boy?
me.
Deucer's wagging his tail. What the fuck?
All right, goodbye.
All right, bye bye.